And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second round of the group stage of Fire Cup number 10, your monthly dose of CIS StarCraft. Here we go. We're jumping into our second series here. Again, we just wrapped up with Shameless versus Replicants, but now we're here with another TVP, entirely a very different kind of TVP. This morning, in the bottom right-hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the blue Protoss player. We have Strange. Oh, he is strange. And he is very strange. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran himself representing 3D Clan. It is MilkiCow. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take this best of 3. Best of luck as a rounder. I do apologize for avoiding the previous series, but for a moment there I thought that it was best of 2, but no, it was best of 3. So we are jumping into our series here, and again, Shameless, he's an animal, especially in this. I mean, in all matchups, in all matchups, he is a more aggressive player. He rarely plays standard. He's a little more unique when it comes to his builds. He doesn't often come up with them himself. He can be a very hard player to read. Likewise, I can apply and attribute some of that to MilkiCow as well. But also, if you're in the chat, I believe Gamba time has concluded, so hope you're able to place your bets. Hope you could get your Gamba going while you could. But now the economic opener. Single gas, so ranks expand out of MilkiCow. Ooh, forced to be a little bit more of center. Nicely done by Strange. Nice setup. As the probe does pull away. Strange behind this. Locking in. And so far the opening looks standard as Strange, but we'll see what it leads into, because it's going to be anything but. Again, typically we see hyper-aggression from our Protoss player. So we're expecting a bigger commitment into extra gateways early on. Earlier tech. Speaking of Stargate opener, okay. Stargate opener out of Strange, already doing something more unorthodox. Now, Stargate play and Stargate openers are still very much so viable in this matchup, but they're often seen on larger maps, often seen on maps like Maganatha, often seen on maps like Tokamak as well. I would say Incorporeal is along those lines, is also a larger map in the map pool, so Stargate play does make the most sense on a map like this. Now from here we can go into Phoenixes to gain map control, we can go into Oracles for economic damage. We'll see which it's going to be. Meanwhile, MilkiCow is still in the dark. Still zero scouting, no SV scout, no Reaver scout, no Hellion scout, no nothing. It's a very greedy play here by MilkiCow, especially considering his opponent. Again, Strange has a reputation, but MilkiCow does not care. I'll give a damn. Now going for the digital tech lab. Ooh, going third TC before starboard. Very greedy build here. Considering the matchup as well, so very greedy build. I mean, again, this is a bold move out of MilkiCow. Thankfully, he calls him correctly. Strange, opening up Stargate like this means we're not being aggressive. We're looking to gain map control. But the problem here is that MilkiCow, he has relinquished map control, willingly so already. So these Phoenixes, they aren't really going to get much done. Now they can harass, of course, and they're going to need to. They're going to have to try to harass the middle lines and make away at the SCV count. Otherwise, Strange will fall behind. Also, very quickly, while I was able to get my tea, I'm now on fire. we have a background going now. Let's go. That's my favorite part about Fire Cup, is that it's one of the few tournaments where we can update our background, and I'm no longer in space. I mean, I'm somewhere in space, but I'm also flaming. It's beautiful, beautiful. It is beautiful. Drive-by is going to be deflected. Behind this, you see is Strange opening up Phoenixes and still just keeping them at home, by the way. Now working towards Immortal and soon to be Colossal production. So Phoenix Colossus, a little bit more of a traditional kind of setup here from Strange. And so far, these Phoenixes, they haven't really been worth it. Not yet. As I've gotten no value. Ideally, they catch a drop play, but remember, this was a third CC before. I mean, that's not even extra 2 Rexes before starport as well. Insanely late starport. So later drop play. There was nothing for these Phoenixes to stop, as there have been no medevacs until now. Likewise, we did get some scat information earlier. I believe that was the Hellion? Yeah, Hellion to get across. There's the Atlas Sorbing and medevac production. Now, what worries me is that MilkiCow doesn't know what he's moving into. If he does go for a reactor medevacs, if he pushes out here and now with some Marines, with only Marines, it's not gonna end well. Oh boy. This nation does confirm. The third CC is already being landed. Now the pressure's on a Strange to deny the third command center. To at least delay. To never bet against the cow. Wise words. Wise words. The cow is an animal, though. Oh, Phoenixes are revealed. Let's reveal the Phoenixes. Likewise, heads over towards the third CC. Tanks a little bit further back. And Strange way has to do is just deny the expansion. Just zone MilkiCow away. But he's taking a lot of damage. Taking a lot of damage here. Does commit in. Nice lift on the Marauders. Just Marines remaining. Oh my god. A very, very clinical engage there from Strange. Takes down so many Marines. Should not get the CC though. Yeah, there's recall. Does recall back. Doesn't lose any units. Looking at the units lost tab here, that was 2 adepts, 2 sentries for 16 marines and 11 SCVs. And tonight mining, of course. Doesn't kill the expansion, but does make MilkiCow work for it. Going back in, catching a couple of free units. Ooh, does catch a Viking. Even lifting. So far, 0 Phoenixes have been sniped. Getting it to 9 more SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal damage here. And again, the weakest part about something like a Phoenix Opener is you're vulnerable to pushes. But, as you know, as we've seen, MilkiCow, he's not pushed. He's not pushed at all here this game so far. Has not been able to be active on the map, and now going for a second starboard. He wants a mass Viking. He's playing out a longer game. Playing out a macro game. From here, Strange freely on 4 bases. Soon to be getting a 5th. There we go. 5th base is on the way. Saw base count. Quadruple Colossus. That's a lot of Colossus. This is a lot of lasers. The one thing missing here would be either Storm or Disruptors. Like now that we've hit critical mass of Colossus, now we would be looking to diversify. At least getting a second Forge. At least. Working on those upgrades. Here we go, here comes a push. Strange, he's maxed. Jesus. Like, even though MilkiCow went for a very fast third base and a very fast economy, it was meant to be a fast economy, Strange did such a great job of just punishing that. Again, killing 20 SCVs in total. Here we go, does move in, takes down the minefield. goes down. Zelsei busts into the middle lane. Vikings, they get one Colossus, but there's still 3 Colossus left. Ooh, nice time with the Prism. Very nice snipe. The Colossus are going to be going down. I say that. Yeah, Strange, he cannot push into the tank line. Another Colossus falls. Strange, this fight is not going well for him. He'll lose every single Colossus. Yeah, it does get surrounded. The boys are being pulled as well. This was not worth it for Strange. I mean, he does get some SCVs in the natural at least. But he will lose everything else. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Zealot's not trickling in. Remember, the War Prism was one of the first things to be sniped, so no reinforcements until now. And MilkiCow does hold. But at a cost. 27 SCVs. With that MilkiCow, economically, he's in a rough position. He is behind. Strange taking more bases, saturating. He has money, he has resources, he can afford some of these trades. I say some. It will take quite some time to rebuild that Robo arm, right? I believe there's only one Robo. Yeah, one Robo. That is an oversight. Limited gases. No gases here at the 3rd, no gases at the 4th, no gases at the gas is now on the 5th. But the gas can is limited, and MilkiCow could try to counterattack, but doesn't really have much of himself either. Well, she just lost so many SCVs. He's rebuilding. Has to rebuild his workers. Still only one Robo, which is still a concern. Just relying on mass gateway instead. Relying on the gateways. Here does commit in. Does catch a ghost. Black Bear getting ready for a proxy as well. Alongside this. And there we go. Does go for the dive. Does go for the blink. Once again, Colossus being targeted. Down to 1. 1 Colossus remaining. Mind shots going off, punishing some of the zealots. And this time I would say a better trade for Strange, where he only, well, I mean, he didn't lose any Colossus as there aren't any to lose. Mainly trading at Zealots, and even here, goes to low ground, takes down 2 more tanks, takes down the Widow Mine as well. And only losing Zealots. I spoke too soon. Stalkers get thrown away. But there we go, more Zealots. Yeah, we heard you like Zealots, so we just keep making more and more. Who needs splash damage? I mean, that extra Colossus would have made things a little bit easier, but regardless, Zelsei overwhelmed the 3rd. 18 SCV kills. Oh no, the Colossus. He does at least keep sniping the Colossus though. Barely not this time. GG gets called, and Strange will take lead in the series. He will take game number 1. GG. Strange does take a lead again. A very intense game here with MilkiCow trying to be more economic. If you recall, winding it back, he went for a 3rd CC before Starport. Very greedy, very economic build at a MilkiCow. And Strange, he wasn't necessarily able to punish the initial build necessarily initially, but then he was able to break out, right? He was able to move out, he was able to overwhelm the 3rd base, able to pull apart his opponent, getting so many, what was it, like 21 SCV kills. It was insane damage, and with that, MilkiCow just could not sustain those losses. He was just stuck at home. With that, GG. GG well played. With that, Strange does take a lead in the series, and now we're jumping into game number 2. Let's go. You feeling okay, lads? Oh, I just woke up. Just very fatigued. I got 3 hours of sleep. Just wake up. And we're good to cast. But yes, I should be waking up throughout the course of the broadcast. We'll get there. It's okay, I will bed you after this. This morning in the top left-hand corner here of Maganatha, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself, leading the series 1-0. We'll fix it up. Hold on. Here's that leading the series 1-0. Bam, there we go. It is Strange. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the red Terran player. We have the player representing 3D Clan. It is MilkiCow. As we load into another large map, again, game 1 was on Incorporeal, game 2 is going to be here on Maganatha with larger maps in the map pool. Let's go. Known for more macroeconomic gameplay. We saw that last game where, on the one hand, MilkiCow was being greedy. On the other hand, we saw that Strange was able to take advantage of that greed, was able to, in a sense, was able to push in, was able to break through that defensive line, just cripple the economy. Again, an impressive display there from Strange. Also being greedy himself, able to get up to 4 or 5 bases unimpeded. And we'll see if MilkiCow does adjust coming into game 2. Again, when I think of MilkiCow, I think of a player that does often go for all-ins, does often go for cheese. We didn't see any of that last game. But I feel like the maps themselves kind of work against him here. Like, you don't get bigger than Maganatha. This has the longest rush distance by ground. If we were to do something like pull the boys at some point, I mean, there's a higher chance it gets scouted and a higher chance it gets shut down. So it would be a risk. As once again Stargate opener, and I mentioned this at the start of game 1. I mean, on maps like Maganatha, this is more viable. Winding it back here, Stargate openers do leave you vulnerable because you have limited units to work with. Like, sure, you have some Phoenixes, but if MilkiCow went for a 2-base all-in, then you'd have, like, what, 3 Phoenixes to lift up a handful of units at a time. But typically with an all-in, you'd have Mass Marine, then Cyclones to support the tanks, and you just overwhelm anyway. So it can be a difficult thing to accomplish. This time, a straight-up 1-1-1 out of MilkiCow. More aggressive this time. More aggressive, more assertive. He's not cutting as many corners. This is going to be a Phoenix opener. 2 games in a row at the Strange. It's going to be 2 games in a row. That does shade in. Deny some mining. Really what I'm most curious by here is what do we do with this initial faster starport? We have a medevac on the way for drop play. Only does make the initial, the 1 Widow Mine. We got 2nd Widow Mine's on the way. Hellion does get into the main, not bad. Hellion's gonna bust in, 2 probe kills. That is some damage. Two probes, 2 Hellions. Not the best trade from MilkiCow, but at least he does scout. At least he confirms this time Stargate. Like, he's aware of what's going on. He's aware of his opponent's build. We'll try to sneak past. Jumping across the map. Strange, not quite in position. Yo, the bait. Ideally, the medevac does reveal itself to the buildings, pulls back slightly, and then drags the Phoenixes into the mine shots. So we'll see if we can catch something here. Medevac doesn't quite move in. Back to him, working on the 3rd TC. Oh! Widow Mines pull away. Meanwhile, there's the bait for Strange. So Phoenix Opener into a delayed third. I should have emphasized that as well. Into Colossus. Just like last time, we're getting there to that Phoenix Colossus Opener. As Phoenix is doing move out. And the game will continue from here. From the side of our Terran player, is not going for an all-in. Remember, he did third on the third CC earlier, so he will now expand, claim his third. It's later than last game, but it's on the way nonetheless. As we're just building up from here, Strange will now be able to embrace his Colossus production. There we go. Extended Lens is on the way. Building up towards Colossus. And he will look to once again maintain or gain map control and mass expand and get up to 80 plus probes. Just rely on pure zealot reinforcements. It can be quite hard to deal with. As a Terran player, you often have to just play defensive. Just play defensive, turtle up. Work on that Sim City to weather the storm and then to get a 5th, and then to get a 6th. It's getting there. Otherwise, we have a more passive mid game, even compared to the last game. Oh no. Speaking of passivity, this I was not quite expecting. 2 more Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. We are rushing into Sky Toss. Hey, Pappy. Not like this. Not like this. He's throwing down shield barriers, throwing down cannons. He's turtling up. Ooh, he's turtling up and he's rushing into the late game here. Meanwhile, we can see that unfortunately, because of the last game, MilkiCow, one, he's working with incomplete information, but you can see he's setting up turrets, he's setting up Sim City, he's expecting the same outcome as game 1. He's expecting another move out with a ground-based army. He's getting ready. He's getting ready for something that is not coming. Is sort of just trying to vie for map control. At least MilkiCow is being somewhat active here, but like because he's only moving out with a portion of his army, he cannot break any of these bases. Strange now claiming another 4th, throwing down more cannons. More we're gonna be here for a while. Don't like this. We know how to pick him, Pap. We know. And there we go, there's a scan, does confirm the Sky Toss. Immediately, bam, we have 2 more starports on the way. Going into Viking production, we do have a +1 air or ship weapons on the way as well for those Vikings. MilkiCow does attempt to stim in. That's forced to cancel. Yeah, was a cancel. Moving in with his tanks, that I was not expecting. This is more aggressive. MilkiCow looking for another way in. More carriers are amassing. Oh no. How many Vikings do we have? 8. That's not going to be enough. Zones away the Phoenixes at least. And he's encouraging upon the expansion. We'll see if we can bring it down. And that's to play it safe, play it slow. building up more carriers. Because there's so little on the ground for ground support, it does mean the Colossus are more exposed to the tanks. The Vikings do threaten. He's got 12. Does have 12 Vikings. Phoenixes, they do turn away. Strange trying to force friendly fire with the Vikings. Oh, he's in the back, I should say. And with that, Strange does hold. He holds on. He saves the expansion. Doesn't lose any workers. Aye, that is brutal. MilkiCow comes back. Doesn't pull home. Does commit. Slimming towards the base. Up. Gets a Phoenix. There's 2 Phoenixes left. Down to 0. Lost doing what they can. Down to one tank. Oh my god, the one more swipe. One more is all he needs. And alas, the carriers are going down one after the other. Looks like MilkiCow, he has done it. He has done it. He has broken the back of his opponent, of Strange. Strange trying to rush into SkyToss, but he doesn't get there in time. Whew. And we are going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3. Give us Tokamak. As Vikings, they will chase down. Again, making 8 Vikings at a time. GG gets called, and MilkiCow, he will tie the series 1-1. We have our back and forth. GG. Again, I was concerned that he was going to be a little bit too passive and that Strange would get away with it, but I appreciate that as soon as MilkiCow scanned the main base, he realized how greedy his opponent was being, and bam, he just sent it across the map. Or I say sent it across the map. He was opting to be more aggressive, more active. He was still expanding, to get me wrong, but going into Mass Viking as well, and with that, did have enough. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we are getting into game number 3. Going to be loading into that final game of this series. Up next is going to be Ley Lines. Ooh, okay. I'll say one of the more standard maps, but smaller, of course. Smaller than Incorporeal, smaller than Maganatha. So aggression is going to be more favored on this map than on others. We'll see. Let's see what the plan is going to be. We go to the lens on Ley Lines. When it comes to the rest of the round, I believe it is slowly progressing. Looks like we have some updates coming in. Oh, some impressive updates. Oh my god, Nicorrect. Nico Papi, he took down Wayne 2-0. Very impressive performance there. We're doing great. Players like Wayne, players like Young Yakov, very, very highly amongst the CIS region. But alas, here, Nicorrect popping off himself. Very impressive. So we're now getting into the ace match. We're getting into game 3 and spawning in the left-hand corner of Ley Lines. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss being forced into a tied series. It is Strange. I'll fix up the names. Okay. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing 3D Clan at tying up the series 1-1. It is MilkiCow. And again, MilkiCow, he did save us from the SkyToss. And he saved himself and us as well. The man of the people. The cow of the people. Was there for us. Strange just cutting too many corners and being a little bit too greedy. I mean, I say being too greedy. Unfortunately, the follow-up that he was going for, rushing into SkyToss, was scouted, right? Remember, it was scouted. So MilkiCow, he knew to be aggressive, to be in the face of his opponent, and did it break him just in time. Now we're getting into the ace match. That is how you break carriers. Well, again, bearing in mind that this is as the carrier army was building up, not when this was where MilkiCow was able to strike just before Strange had hit his final form, right? This is like before any Storm support, any Archon support. This is before he was maxed out. Like, it is important to bear that in mind. That again, MilkiCow did strike just before, you know, that kind of maxed out late game kind of game state. And Strange, he almost got there. Almost to get there. As we have MilkiCow going for a 1-1-1. Starport after the factory. Looks like it was an economic opener initially here out of our Terran player. So faster CC, safety bunker into a later Starport. Meanwhile, Strange is going for a Stargate opener every game so far in the series. Does that trend continue here? Oh my god. Never mind, going 2-gate. 2 gateway, no Twilight Council. Do we go into the base before the Twilight Council? That is crazy. No, he does. Okay. So before this, the greediest build you can go for is 2-gate blink into a third. This is 2-gate. 2-gate into a third base. Very greedy build here by Strange, especially on a map like Leylines. I would be expecting this on Maganatha, on Incorporeal, on Leylines less so. And yeah, we just rally. We have to. Yeah, MilkiCow just rallies everything across the map. Medevac is rallying as well. Tank is on the way. Medevac is waiting for said tank, or just waiting for whatever he can. And this should be a difficult defense for Strange. Not going for his own robot follow-up, taking gases. Again, production is limited here. Both players. Strange warping in 2 units at a time, and he should not save the base. Yeah, it should not happen. He's going for it though, with some force fields. Pylon goes down. Now MilkiCow does preserve the army, which is good because he's waiting for the tank. Again, that tank is going to be the way he breaks the base. Pulls away. Strange does chase. Oh, Paley does not get the medevac. Army caught unsieged. But back and forth trade. Strange buying enough time for the Immortal. First Immortal, I believe, has arrived. Yep, joining the army. And the Immortal does start down the tank. Yeah, the tank is going to be forced back. And with that, I believe Strange is holding. Yeah, he holds on. Takes down the medevac, takes down the tank as well, and will soon take down the Viking. So very nice control here from Strange. Ooh. Catching at everything, and Strange, he has gone away with the third. Has yet to fully pay for itself, but so far so good. Has been worth it. He's Strange now working towards Colossus, working towards +1. The third base is now fully saturated. Strange with a very nice lead. Very nice economic lead. Very comfortable. We have 2 more maxes on the way. Third CC for MilkiCow. So MilkiCow is not going all in. I was going to say that he will have the option to pull the boys and go for a 2-base all in. But with that third command center, it looks like he is going to be expanding. He's not committing, not doubling down. Which means Strange, he has gone away with this. Very greedy build here by Strange. Very greedy. But was worth it. Now going for a gateway explosion. Now working towards a charge. Again, there's still a lot of pressure on MilkiCow. Waiting for his upgrades though. Was he waiting for? Stim. Stim, combat shields +1. But now just breaking out, claiming the expansion. Scan doesn't reveal much. Sees extra gateways. No gases at the third, and there should be no gases at the fourth base either. Claim a fourth. Likewise, MilkiCow playing it slow. He's being active with the fire, but so far no major on siege. That's what we're kind of waiting for, to see if he does send it. But at this point, as you mentioned, like he can't quite punish anymore. Not anymore. It's being active. Strange does spot the rotations. Ooh, he wants to catch out the army, get into 3 Colossus. MilkiCow has to get the hell out of here. Doesn't pull away. Nice kiting, nice stutter stepping. Does pull back. Does whack from here. Strange can take a further lead and get a 5th. And then now Strange ready to be active. Let's go. He's here. He's got a 4th Colossus on the way. The Prism has arrived for extra war pins. How many gates? 11. Soon to be 13. And he does have his free siege tanks. Strange pushing to the tank line. This may be the best fight that MilkiCow can hope for. Strange will bleed out all the zealots. Brings a stim in, and Strange is overextending. Again, he doesn't have to push into this. Like, Strange, he's ahead. He can just expand, get a 5th base, and just contain. Strange has to calm down. He has 1,000 minerals. Can get Nexus. There we go. Swarming in. 12 at a time. And once again he trades. Yeah, just warps in the zealots. Goes for a massive blink. Gets 1. Tries to get both tanks. That was a bold blink here by Strange. And the Vikings are going hand. The Colossus are exposed. Losing 1, losing 2 Colossus. Losing all 3. Again, this is a bold move, and with Strange going to lose everything here. But he will get 22 SCVs. MilkiCow, he has to counterattack. He has to do something across the map because Strange, he has a bank. He can't afford some of these trades. He can't afford these losses more so than MilkiCow can. As good as it goes. Is now breaking out. Is this still too late? Does make his way across the map. Again, the 5th base for Strange is late. MilkiCow not getting a 4th. Strange is warping in pure Zealot. He's got, what, 33 Zealots? 2 Colossus. Again, no gases at the 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Just mass Zealots. There we go. Claims the expansion. And this is all that Strange has to do. Just take down these bases, pulls away, deny the 4th. And go for run bys. So 14 SCVs, getting to 16. Well, he got forced back, which means the counter attack. Yeah, and Strange just getting further ahead. He is maxed. So just that Lacey even game. If I didn't make it clear earlier, Strange took a lead from the beginning with the faster 3rd. Remember, this was a 3rd base before Twilight Council, and MilkiCow he did fail to punish it. So since then, Strange has had the superior economy, which is why he can afford these trades. The one thing here, as you mentioned, is that he didn't have to fight in between the bases. He didn't have to push in. So that did kind of like quote unquote even up some of the supply. But god. Magic goes off. Catching a ghost. It's going to be going down. So once again, doesn't quite chase him down. But he wants to CC. Oh god, that's the main, by the way. The main base voted over. You cannot lose it. Oh! He's at it. Almost gets close, but GG gets called, and with that, Strange will overwhelm, and Strange will take the series at 2-1. GG. GG, well played. And again, Strange, as winding it back, if you recall, he went for a very greedy build and he got away with it. He got away with it, so Strange, he did have an economic lead from the beginning, from the opener. MilkiCow had a really hard time trying and failing to punish. That led into Strange maxing out and pushing out across the map. Just to re-emphasize again, like, he didn't have to push in between the bases. It was honestly a really rough fight and more of a back and forth trade. And MilkiCow, he was able to get some Colossus as a result. He was able to maybe take the best fight he could have hoped for, but the problem there still was the economy. It was still that, alas, Strange could rebuild, remax, do it again. MilkiCow could not. Could not. And with that, that will lead us into our next series here that wraps up round 2 of the group stage, and now we are getting ready for the round number 3. Currently being seeded as we speak. Looks like the initial round 2 is wrapping up. So we're going to be going on a short break. And when we come back, we'll have the 3rd round ready for us. See you soon. See you soon.